What if you could turn your marriage around by Christmas or by New Year's at the latest? Wouldn't that be the best Christmas present ever?
And what if in just a matter of days you could have a new level of certainty with your marriage, a new level of hope, and actually be feeling good about the holiday season in the year to come?
Well, in this video, we're going to share with you the Christmas 7. The 7 moves that you can make right now before Christmas and the New Year that will guarantee that 2025 is a brand new beginning.
And not just for you, but for your whole family, because there's no greater gift to your kids than for them to know that mom and dad are great.
Okay, before we open up Santa's toy bag of Christmas marriage secrets, you need to know if you should keep listening. So let's qualify you in the next 30 seconds. If you're married, you still love each other, but you feel like you're leading separate lives, well then keep listening. And if you're married, but the romance is gone, you know the juice is just drained out of your relationship, then stay with us.
If your marriage is devoid of physical intimacy and you're desperate to change that and start reconnecting in the bedroom or the kitchen for that matter, you're in the right place. And finally, if kids, career, and life has distracted you from each other so much that you now feel like you're in a marital desert and don't know what to do, don't go anywhere. We've got you covered.
Okay, let's do this. And make sure that you stay to the end because we've got a bonus secret for you that's a game changer. And when you hear it, your marriage will never be the same. Okay, Christmas secret number 1 is commitment. As simple as this sounds, commitment is the foundation of marriage. Recommitting to your marriage, recommitting to your mate, and recommitting to yourself. And the fact of the matter is that when you're truly committed to an outcome, you will make it happen, right? I mean, when you're truly committed to something, you figure it out. You burn the boats. You don't look at other options. And when you take other options off the table, well, only then are you really committed.
And if you think about it, if we actually fully committed to our vows, there is so much more that we would and wouldn't be doing. Isn't that true? I mean, what if you really think about what we meant when we kept the promises to each other? Would we be doing all the things that nurture our relationship, and would we not be doing the things that we know sabotage our relationship, which leads us to the next Christmas marriage secret. Secret number 2, which is called cease and desist.
Okay, now that you're fully committed to your marriage, executing secret number 2 will turn things around faster than you can imagine, even by Christmas or New Year's. Now, by cease and desist, we mean that you immediately stop doing all the things that kill the intimacy between you and your mate, and you simultaneously start doing the things that you know that they need most from you. And believe me, if you just stop and meditate on this for a couple of minutes, you'll be able to list out what these things are. Kimberly, what are we talking about?
There's 2 things that are responsible for whatever chasm you might be feeling between you and your mate. The first is that there's a thing that you do that causes each other pain. You know what they are if you really think about it. These are the things that cause major withdrawals from your mate's emotional bank account. These are things that make them feel diminished, unloved, disrespected, dishonored, emasculated, or it makes them feel insecure in the relationship. These things must be stopped cold turkey. No waiting, no procrastinating, no excuses. In other words, you need to stop making withdrawals and simultaneously start making deposits. Now, what do I mean by deposits?
Well, by deposits, we mean you need to start doing the very things that you know that make your mate feel loved and significant and wanted, and make them feel worthy and feel desired and respected and feel valued by you. And when you do this wholeheartedly and with commitment, you'll see the trajectory of your relationship change more rapidly than you ever thought possible.
The next Christmas marriage secret is connection. And by connection, we mean sexual connection. It's a gross misconception that sex is optional in a marriage. And it's a gross misconception that sex is only the result of planetary alignment, so to speak, in a marriage. The truth is that oftentimes that planetary alignment can't be achieved without sex. Sex is to a marriage like food is to the body. It's actually an essential part of the marital ecosystem. Just saying that sometimes, maybe oftentimes, reconnecting intimately can be the missing ingredient to getting things back on track. In other words, it's actually a requirement for the planetary alignments you might be waiting for. Okay, Christmas marriage secret number 4 is living by a code.
That's right. Everyone who has a lifelong love affair lives by a code of conduct. A code is a set of guiding principles that provide a frame of reference by which you make decisions and make choices. Having a code is what keeps your eye on the target and keeps you from getting distracted away from the main thing. Now, we have a code that we call the Enlightened Lover's Manifesto. We'll give you a link to this at the end of the video so that you can download a copy. When you keep to the code, you don't find yourself adrift wondering where you are and how to get back. Here is a condensed version of our manifesto.
I have it right here, and it begins with, I keep the vision alive. I take 100% responsibility. I have the highest standards. I live with intention. I love without limit. I am mindful and present. I love the chase. I'm growing like a tree, and I am changing the world.
I love that, because if you really think about it, our marriages are the incubator of the future of humanity, right? Christmas marriage secret number 5 is collaboration. Now, collaboration is what keeps couples on the same page. Collaboration is the process of getting together and planning your future. Now, when couples say that they've grown apart, what they're really saying is that they haven't been growing together. In other words, when you don't bring intention to your relationship, then what you end up with is happenstance. You're leaving your relationship to chance. So collaboration is when you sit down together and you plan your time together, your activities together, and your future together. It's supporting each other and doing what's important to each other. Does that make sense?
Okay, Christmas secret number 6, and I love this, courtship. We have a chapter in our book, Cracking the Code to Marital Bliss, called It's All About the Chase. I love the chase. I love being chased. The chase is all about perpetual courtship, and courtship is the process of pursuing each other with the intention of convincing each other that you're the right one. Why is it so important? Because in courtship, you're always putting your best foot forward. You always got your A game on. And by virtue of the fact that you're pursuing your mate, it means you highly esteem them, and that shows up in how much time and energy you put into them. Your interest, your affection, your adoration, your focus and attention, and whatever you focus your attention on thrives and grows. Not only that, when someone is pursued and they feel wanted and worthy because you're going after them, they respond and reciprocate accordingly. In other words, you get the best from them because you're giving them your best. Does that make sense? But the cool thing is that as long as you keep this up, you've got yourself in a positive feedback loop that just perpetuates. You actually had this in the beginning. One or both of you just stop pursuing the other. But don't feel bad. Everybody does this. Not now to get back on track. You just need to start doing it with more intention and more consciousness in the beginning.
Okay, Christmas marriage secret number 7 is celebration. Now, when do we typically celebrate our marriage? On our anniversary, right? Well, the problem is that a whole year's gone by, and during that year, it's easy to get distracted and lose sight of the gift that you have in your mate and in your marriage. Something as significant and instrumental to our happiness, it should be celebrated more than once a year, don't you think? I mean, celebration reminds us of the significance of our choice and of our commitment to each other. You know, we celebrate the birth of Christ once a year, and then we kind of just forget about the significance of it for the rest of the year. Well, maybe it's the same way with our marriage. Maybe it would make a world of difference if we celebrated our marriage more often, perhaps on a weekly basis.
I love that. What if we ritualized our pursuit of each other, and the intimate physical connection that usually results from that is not just a reminder, but a celebration of what our marriage is all about? Wouldn't that change how you feel about keeping the romance alive and prioritizing intimacy, sexual intimacy? And finally, what is marriage all about? Well, here's where we're going to reveal the bonus secret that's a total game changer when you get it. Are you ready? Bonus secret number 8, chocolate. Just kidding. We just needed another word that started with the letter C.
Okay, the bonus secret is this. All this time, you thought that marriage was just about romance, companionship, partnership, and having kids. But once you understand the hidden purpose of marriage, things will never be the same for you. So what is it? Well, the secret purpose of marriage is that it is the only environment on the planet that we as human beings have the possibility of realizing our divine potential. What am I talking about? Well, if you think about it, if you've ever seen a 65-year-old lifelong bachelor, they're almost always emotional 7-year-olds. But if you've ever seen a 75-year-old man who's been happily married to the same woman for 50 years, you'll notice that he's almost always highly emotionally evolved. And that's because marriage is the perfect incubator for human potential. There's no environment on the planet that causes you to confront your own inner bullshit. And when you get this and you realize that marriage problems are nothing more than you bumping up against your own limitations, that they're a sign that you need to grow and change and evolve, it changes everything. I mean, marriage problems are just nudges to question your own thinking and your own values and your own operating system and maybe your beliefs.
The beautifully divine thing about marriage is that through your mate, you get a glimpse of the true nature of God. Without experiencing and embracing the often diametrically opposing perspective of our mate, we would only see just half of reality. Does that make sense?
Okay, we think you've got this. If you implement the first 3 Christmas marriage secrets by Christmas, you'll feel your marriage ship turn around by New Year's. This is our Christmas gift to you. And if you implement the last 4 Christmas marriage secrets beginning in the new year, 2025 will be the best year you've had in a long time.
And don't forget, you can download the Enlightened Lovers Manifesto at the link provided below. Also, look forward to our next video on creating the ultimate marriage master plan for 2025.
Yes, we'll be releasing that on the morning of New Year's Day. In the meantime, please subscribe to our channel, like this video, and share it with a friend. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.